This is the AI News Flash for June 16th, 7 p.m. UTC. First up, in Athens, Greece, AI traffic enforcement cameras issued thousands of bogus tickets, even flagging empty seats as seatbelt violations. The system, deployed by Greece's Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport, generated around 13,000 citations from April to May. Human officers reviewed 5,500 of them and validated only 400. The remaining 5,100 were trashed as invalid. The failures came from a lack of context. Dark clothing blended with seatbelts, while vaping and gear shifting were mistaken for phone use. 3,800 speeding tickets were rejected outright since there's no legal basis for average speed enforcement. The ministry claimed success, noting only 12% of driver objections were accepted. But that figure masked the thousands of bogus violations filtered out by humans first. Only 8 cameras remain operational after a deal for 1,000 more collapsed amid legal appeals. Next, chip giant NVIDIA unveiled the Ace Game Agent SDK and new Unreal Engine 5 plugins, letting developers run AI game characters directly on device. The reveal came at Unreal Fest 2026 on June 16th. The SDK is a lightweight open-source framework with 3 core interfaces: an agent API for chat history and multi-step reasoning, a chat API for direct inference control, and a RAG API to retrieve knowledge from custom databases. It's optimized for small models on RTX hardware. The plugins bundle speech recognition, a QN 3.54 billion parameter model for dialogue, and expressive voice synthesis, letting developers deploy NPCs with low latency and no cloud dependency. Examples include a chatty AI teammate in PUBG Battlegrounds and an AI advisor in Total War. Pharaoh that queries over 1,200 game data tables. Avoiding cloud latency and unpredictable costs is the key draw for developers. Third, a new study uses AI and 3D X-ray imaging to detect smuggled marine wildlife. Led by marine biologist Vanessa Pirata at Macquarie University in Australia, it's the first algorithm built specifically to catch trafficked dead marine animals. The team recreated common smuggling tactics, hiding specimens in packages disguised with toys, clothes, and foil. They trained the model on 68 specimens and nearly 6,000 simulated bags. The work was published in Frontiers in Ocean Sustainability this month. Detection accuracy reached 95 to 96% for shark fins and seahorses, and 86% for sea cucumbers. The backdrop is stark. Interpol's enforcement operation seized 91,000 marine specimens in 2025. Pirata says AI is not a silver bullet, but an assistant. The team noted limitations too, including testing only on dried, dead samples and difficulty telling apart species within the same genus. Finally, AI has decoded the regulatory switches in plant DNA to predict how genes are controlled. The deep learning model was developed by Germany's Forschungszentrum Jülich and the IPK Leibniz Institute. Trained on hundreds of experimental datasets, the model recognizes the binding patterns of 46 transcription factor families at once. Rather than reading isolated DNA sequences, it analyzes the contextual regulatory grammar of how signals arrange together. It grouped genes of the model plant Arabidopsis into 14 major regulatory clusters and predicted that about 1 in 5 trait-linked DNA variants alter transcription factor binding. The approach was also successfully transferred to maize. The findings were published in Nature Communications on June 16th. As the researchers put it, plants carry thousands of genes, yet many functions arise from a surprisingly small set of recurring regulatory patterns. That's all for this AI News Flash.